So you're a contractor or a home service business, and you've decided to go ahead and just jump online and just build out your own website. Maybe you got an account with Wix, on Hostinger, GoDaddy, and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and build my own website. However, now you're staring at a blank screen and just staring at your homepage and have absolutely no idea where to even begin to write the great content of your website. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys some prompts that I've developed over the years that'll help you write the content of your website in about 30 to 40 minutes, 100%. Not only that, it's great content. It's going to make you sound like a pro, and it's search engine optimized to begin with and help push your website to the top of the search results and start generating new leads for your business. What's up there, guys? Is here once again with Get Busy LLC, helping contractors and home service businesses to understand the internet and show them how to use it to generate more leads for their business. So, in this video, I want to talk about writing the content of the homepage of your website. Now, I am very, very much aware there's a lot of contractors, a lot of home services, business owners, and things like that. That just, you know what, there's so much confusion online with so many people trying to offer them website design and all this other stuff that they just go ahead and jump online and just decide to build that website out for themselves. No problem. There's so many services out there, so many places where you can get that done that's actually great. And if you're somewhat a little bit tech savvy, you should be able to build out your own website. But one of the things I have noticed is that once you jump online, you pull out, let's say they give you, let's say you sign up for Wix and they give you some template, you lay out and get going. And now you're sitting there and looking at a blank screen and you really don't even know where to begin. How do you even structure the website content in a way that kind of makes you look good and it helps you get found online and all that stuff? It's so confusing and it can get so overwhelming so quickly that often you just sit there and sometimes you spend days and days trying to figure out how to write this content. You write a paragraph here, a paragraph there, and before you know it, you're 3 or 4 or 5 days in and you still haven't wrote shit on your website. So I'm going to share with you guys some prompts that you can use that'll help you write amazing content for your website. And if you really just sit there and concentrate and use these prompts correctly, you should be able to knock out your entire website content in about 30 to 40 minutes and be done with it. Not only that, you're going to have some great content that's going to rank extremely well on Google. And the reason that I know that is because I've been using the same structure, the same design, the same content format and layout for so many years. And I've helped so many websites rank on Google and generate leads for people's businesses just because of the way I structured the website. I've learned search engine optimization, what Google's looking for in a website and the content written on it, that now I've developed this whole structure and these ChatGPT prompts that I use for when somebody hires me to build out their website. I can knock these things out very, very quickly, even for services that I really don't have that much knowledge or information on. There's a bunch of stuff that I know, like tree services, concrete, asphalt, things like that. But there's some services I have no idea how they even operate or anything like that. But with these ChatGPT prompts, I'm able to build out these websites and still make them look amazing. So I'm going to share with you guys these prompts, how you can use them for your business, and how I was able to knock out 100% of the content of a homepage this morning just at a trial, just to see how long it would take me. And it took me about 25 to 30 minutes, me personally, to do it. So let me show you guys my prompts and how I actually do this. Now, before we begin all of this stuff, when I use ChatGPT, now I've been using it for quite a while now. It's crazy to think about. And when I tell contractors and home service business or anybody who's trying to build out their own website and the content of the website, I try to tell them when you use ChatGPT, imagine a college kid that just came out, some college kid who's an unbelievable writer. He's really, really good at writing. That's his expertise. And you ask him to help you write content for your website. One of the main things you want to do is tell him as much as you possibly can about your business. The more you tell him, that person, the more he's able to write out the content of whatever it is that you're trying to get done. Now, if the kid just walks in and say, I'm a tree service company, some kid walks in, he's a great writer, says, hey man, I need you to write 1,500 words of content for my tree service company. I do tree services here in Paso Robles. Go ahead. What's he going to do? The kid's going to be like, well, that's all I got. He doesn't have much to work with. So the more you tell him, the more he's going to be able to do better writing. You tell him that, you've been doing this since 2020. You're licensed and insured. It's a family-owned operation. You learn how to do tree service since you were a kid, whatever it might be. The more detail you give it, the better content you're going to have. And now you could even just go on ChatGPT and talk the whole damn thing out. It's remarkably easy. So in this example, I just pretended that somebody hired me out, a concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo. That's the biggest town in my county. I'm just pretending that this person called me up and say, you know what, can you build me a website for my concrete contractor services? I said, outstanding. And I just pretended he gave me all his information. And then I used ChatGPT and the prompts I've pre-built that I use personally on all the websites I've built now. And I'll show you how quickly I was able to write the content of this website. Not only that, it actually looks really, really good. And it's 100% SEO optimized for that keyword phrase, concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo. So let me share with you guys the prompts. And what I ended up using was using my Wix template. Now I'm a big WordPress guy myself, Hostinger with WordPress, GoDaddy with WordPress. WordPress just works for me, but I know some contractors and home services, they tend to gravitate towards Wix because it's kind of a little bit more user friendly and things like that. So I've developed a complete template, a whole design right here. You could check out. You could use, it's part of my little group and my training that I have where I'm going to be sharing with you guys my prompts. You get a complete copy of this website and you could use it as a template, and it just gives you everything that you need to not only build a great website that really articulates what you do to your customers, but it also ranks extremely well on Google. I've built a bunch of these on Wix, and I've seen websites that rank all the way to the top just by building these things out. Of course, it totally depends on the industry and the location. The more, obviously, in a bigger town, there's going to be more businesses compared to a smaller town. There's going to be a lot less businesses to compete against. So this is the template I used, and I'm going to show you guys the prompts that I used to start building out this website. So all my prompts are here in my school classroom right here. And I'm going to constantly upgrade these and develop more for the service pages, location pages, about page, contact page, all kinds of things like that. That's something I'm continuously working and updating. But here is the first prompt that I used to start building out this website. Feel free to pause the video and look through this. I'll zoom in so you guys can read all of this right here. I don't want to copy and paste this all of my freaking description on YouTube because it's going to be a mile long. But basically, I just copy and paste this into ChatGPT, this right here, right? And then I just fill in the blanks. And it says, I'm building a website for and then I tell ChatGPT my business. I need your help writing all of the content. But before we begin, let me tell you everything about my business so you can have the full context, just like if I were to hire a smart college student to sit in front of me and write this for $100 an hour. Here's what you need to know about me. And then I just go into and then I describe everything that I need to fill out right here. I even added this question here, right? Just in case, add this prompt to the ChatGPT is going to give me some things to think about if I continue to write this content out for this business. So let me show you what it responded with. So I added that prompt to the ChatGPT and I told it to stand by for further directions. And it gave me some things to think about as I begin to write all this content, something to think about when I continue to write the content of the website. So the very first prompt I always do is do this right here. The main headline and the intro of the website right here. Here's a simple prompt. Write me 4 different variations of an SEO title and a meta description. The main keyword for this page is going to be concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo. The great thing about this prompt is that I could use this for the actual SEO title and meta description. I'll talk about that in a different video. I could use it for both purposes right here. So then as soon as I did that, it gave me the prompt and I was able to write this right here. Top concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo, California. With years of hands-on experience, Izzy's Concrete, made-up name, delivers expert craftsmanship to patios, driveways, retaining walls, and more in San Luis Obispo. Call us today for a free quote. Pretty simple, right? That prompt gave me all of that right here. So this is 100% SEO optimized. So when somebody types this in, concrete contractor San Luis Obispo, there's a high probability this website, of course, with time, will start to show up on the search results. And if I connect this to a Google business profile, it's going to push that listing towards the top. The next section of the website are just little features of my business, right? So I just added since 2019, free estimates, honest pricing. I don't really use ChatGPT for that. If you're a business owner, you know some of the features you have, licensed, insured, whatever it might be, you pop those in there. And I just add those in as an extra features of the website. So the next part of it is what I call the pain points the customer's actually trying to solve when they jumped online in the first place. So let me show you the prompts for this. I call it the customer problems they are facing section right here. So here's the prompt. List 10 problems ideal clients looking for a concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo are facing. Write them as questions. What are they dealing with that would make them search for the business online? Please keep it no more than 15 words and only write questions. Mix the RU with other words. So it's a prompt I use all the time. So I popped that into ChatGPT and it gave me these questions to put in here. Wondering who to trust for your concrete project and slow? Tired of the cracks ruining your driveway's look? Want to extend your driveway with extra parking space, looking to add stamped concrete for your better curb appeal, yada, yada, yada. It goes in there. The reason I asked it for 10, because I like to pick the 7 best that I like to for this section. And then this next section, this is another reason I asked for 4 SEO titles and meta descriptions, because I use one of those 4s and I add it right here. Izzy's Concrete is a family owned, licensed, and insured and known for its honest work and 5-star results. So basically, I am the answer to these problems right here. So then I move on to the next prompts right here, these next sections. Part 2 of my writing here. Okay. How and why we can help section. Okay. In this next section, we'll create 5 different sections that we can use to tell our customers how and why we can help with their services they are looking for. The reasons we are using these 5, that way I can choose 3 out of the 5 because I'm going to be building out more and more pages. So the reason I tell it I want 5 is because I say I have 3, but I want to have 5, a variety to pick from that I can place in here, especially as I start building out location pages and service pages and things like that. So I'm going to have it write all of this stuff for me here in just like 2 seconds. So here's the prompt that I use for this section. Copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT. Again, you're more than welcome to pause this and check this out. Let me shrink this so you guys can see this. My whole screen here. I need your help writing the 5 short website sections that highlight the business core values. These will go on every service page to build trust and show what makes the company different. Each section should be 3 to 4 sentences long, written in an 8th to 9th grade level. The tone should be friendly, professional, clear, and conversational. Please generate these 5 sections customized to the service and locations. So here's all the instructions I give it, right? And I always tell it to remember what we offer, the service area that we offer it in, and what we are known for, right? So I copied that, pasted it into ChatGPT, and it came out with 5 of them. And I picked these 3 right here. Customer service focused at Izzy's Concrete. We believe in clear communication in everything. We take the time to listen to what you're looking for and answer all your questions without any pushy sales talk. You'll always know what to expect, how much it'll cost, and when the work will be done. We treat every customer with honesty and respect that they deserve. Another section for that we're easy to work with. Another section telling people that we're locally focused in the community. We've been around for their whole lives, and all that stuff. So how quickly it made those 3 paragraphs for me, and it's starting to look like a really, really good website. So this next section right here, I have a prompt for this as well. This is what I call the introduction to the services, right? Copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT. I need you to help me write a short section that includes a natural H2 title that includes all the main services and the location. For example, asphalt paving in Denver, dumpster rentals in Tacoma, made easy, a 2 to 3 sentence paragraph. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to pause this, read this out, copy this, and use it for your content of your website right here. So I copied and pasted this into ChatGPT, and it wrote out this section for me next. Concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo you can count on. At Izzy's Concrete Services, we provide high-quality concrete work for homeowners and businesses across San Luis Obispo County. From dryways, patios, to stamped concrete, retaining walls, and commercial flat work, we get the job done right, on time, and with honest pricing. Take a look at the services that we offer below. Wonderful. And this is an H2 title tag. And you see how it's starting to show our customers exactly what we do. Again, whip this out in no time at all. Now we're going to move on to the 6 main services. And I have a prompt for this as well. Let me show you that really quick. The service description in SEO friendly blocks prompt, right? So I go in here. Here's the prompt. This one's pretty simple to use. Copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT. I'm going to need content for the 6 main services that I provide and a full description of each service we provide. Write 3 to 4 sentences for each specific service I will list below. Use a clear headline with the service name on each specific service. Start with a quick hook that speaks to the customer's problem or need. Follow with a brief explanation of the service and what makes this company a good fit. Keep the tone friendly and helpful, and make sure to sprinkle in the business name in 1 or 2 of these sections. Keep it in the 8th and 9th grade reading level. Here are the 6 main services. So that's exactly the prompt I copied. I popped into ChatGPT, and it wrote out every single one for me. Let me show you. So there's the services. New concrete driveway. Is your driveway cracked, uneven, or just worn out? A new concrete driveway adds curb appeal, gives you a smooth, durable service built to last. We handle everything, blah, blah, blah. Driveway extensions, stamped concrete work, retaining walls, concrete patios, commercial concrete and curbs and sidewalks and things like that. Now you're going to see how it looks on the website. There you go. It's all written out for me. I just copied and pasted into these slots here. Boom, boom. Here's the service. Here's the service. Here's the service. Here's the service. There you go. All 6 are done. And then we move on to the next one. So the next section I call is what makes you different from the rest, right? And I have prompts for this right here. This first line is really easy to fix here. What makes us different from other San Luis Obispo concrete contractors? What makes us different from other Fresno plumbers? What makes us different from other roofers in Fort Myers, Florida? Simple line to fix. You could do that on your own. You don't really need ChatGPT for that. But for this paragraph, I created a prompt. It's taken me a while to develop, but here's the prompt that I use for this too. That makes a wonderful paragraph and it works great. And like I said, all this is very important that you start with that first prompt, because that's when you're, like I said, telling that student everything you know about your business. So here's how you create that paragraph. Write a what makes us different statement for concrete contractor using the following framework: a solution to the main problem, state the business as a solution to the main problem that they are solving, authority, use some kind of fact to validate the business, open-ended question, ask an open-ended question that instigates the problem you are solving, and a call to action. Make this a paragraph. I know it sounds really complicated, but this is kind of crap that ChatGPT likes to see. So I just copied and pasted that into ChatGPT, and here's a little paragraph that it gave me. Tired of flaky contractors who don't call you back, show up late, or leave jobs half done? At Izzy's Concrete Services, we build our reputation in San Luis Obispo County by doing the exact opposite: showing up on time, communicating clearly, and delivering top-notch concrete work that lasts. Since 2019, we've completed hundreds of local projects with 5-star results and a focus on honest, high-quality service. What would it mean for your project if you hired a concrete contractor who actually did what they promised? Let us talk about your concrete services needs and get it done right away. Call us now. See how great that paragraph is? Unbelievable, the stuff that ChatGPT can do. And then we move on to the next section: what they can expect when they reach out to us, right? I like to add these sections because people want to know, if you're going to call a contractor or home service provider, they're going to want to know what's going to happen when I reach out to these people. So I created a prompt for that as well. So let's move on to that next prompt. What the customers can expect prompts right here, right? Tell your customers what they can expect. And I explain why this is important. And here is the prompt that I came up with. Write a what to expect section that outlines the 4 steps of a company service process. Use a friendly, reassuring tone, begin with a short headline and 1 sentence to introduce the promised simplicity and clarity. Then list each step with a short, bolded title, followed by 2 to 3 clear conversational sentences explaining what happens in that step. Tailor it to concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo, and write it for homeowners and clients unfamiliar with the service. Include any customer benefits, ease, speed, quality, blah, 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 right? If you guys, like I said, pause that and check that out and read it for yourself. So I popped that into ChatGPT, and here is what it gave me: what to expect when you work with us. We keep things simple, clear, and stress-free, so you know exactly what to expect every step of the way. Free estimate, friendly consultation. Give us a call. We'll give you a free estimate, clear plan, honest scheduling, professional. The work is actually going to be done. And then the final walkthrough and clean finish. And we go through everything right there. These are the steps. Like I said, totally depends on your industry, your business that you're doing. These change completely. And you, like I said, with the ChatGPT, you could add a little bit more, take away a little bit, whatever you want to do. If you want to make the 6 steps, I'm sure you can do it with ChatGPT, but I like to stick to 4 because it comes out and it makes it look really nice. So that's pretty much it. Then you go down to the home stretch here. I didn't go into this right here. This is the email form, but this is the final call to action. And I have a prompt just for that as well. So let me show you that real quick. This is the simplest one. Copy and paste this into ChatGPT. Please help me write a short final call to action section that is 2 to 3 sentences long, includes a friendly headline, optional but recommended, speaks directly to the customer, clearly states what the business can help with, highlights the easy, fast, blah, 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 right? Again, you guys can pause it and you guys can take a look at this some more if you guys want. Like I said, I'm going to zoom in on all of these while I'm making the edit of my video here, right? So I popped that into ChatGPT, and here's what it says: ready to get started. If you need concrete work done right, whether it's a driveway, patio, retaining wall, we're here to help. Getting started is quick and easy. Just give us a call or request a free quote online, and we'll take it from there. And call now. And there you go. 100%. This is 100% SEO optimized. This is designed to get found for this keyword: concrete contractor in San Luis Obispo. Had it been a tree service, it would have been tree service San Luis Obispo. Had it been a plumbing service in Fresno, you could have made it for plumbing in Fresno. But that's it. I did this morning and I timed myself, and it took me about 20 to 25 minutes. Now, I got a lot of experience as my own prompts. But if I were to show somebody how to do this themselves, they could whip it out probably under an hour, I believe, especially if the more information you give it in the beginning, the better off you're going to be in writing this content. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to a copy of this website so you guys can see how well ChatGPT wrote this content. It's really easy to digest. It's like I said, 8th and 9th grade reading level. Make it simple to read for your customers. And just to show you how quickly I believe anybody, especially these days with the AI, how quickly somebody can create their own content for their own website in just no time at all, especially with so many people out there reaching out to contractors and home servers, bugging them on a consistent daily basis that they could offer a website design, they could fix their website, they could do SEO, they could do all this other crap when you can clearly do it yourself, especially with AI tools and a great template like this one here. Like I said, I have one for WordPress. I prefer the WordPress one, but still, it still works the same. And then you could use that same ChatGPT prompts for some of those service pages. I will be adding more prompts for additional services and different outlines and different ways to create some content. That some services require steps, some services are different, described in a different way. So I create a bunch of these. That's why I made so many templates, so many designs, so many structures, so people can choose and pick whatever appeals to their business and fits their business better. So there you go. That's how easy it can be to write great content of your website. Like I said, knock it all out in one good sitting, and then you're good to go. Of course, you're gonna have to go back. You have to go and fine tune it. You're gonna read it. Maybe change out a line here that you don't really like. You want to add in something like that, but it does 95% of the work for you. The only thing you're going to need is go out there and just upload the right pictures on there. Make sure you create the proper alt text for all of the images that you add onto that website. Fix the SEO title and the meta description, which you already have on part of that prompts that you've created with ChatGPT. You just cut and paste it and pop it in there. But then you're good to go. And then you just start building out for each page. You can set it off and do a page one day, a page another day, and just do it over and over again. It really isn't all that difficult to do. It's taken me a long, long time to figure out how to do this myself. What a struggle it was in the beginning. But now with the ChatGPT and building out templates, with the simplicity of Wix, Hostinger, GoDaddy, and WordPress websites, especially with Hello Elementor and the Elementor website builder, drag and drop, it's easier than ever to build these things out. And if you're a contractor or home services, kind of really want to jump online and want to get things going and kind of want to save some money and just do yourself, maybe you have your wife or one of your kids to help you out with some of this stuff, they could do all this easily for themselves. Like I said, I always tell people, I'm just a dummy truck driver, figured all this stuff out. If I can build one of these websites, I really do believe anybody else can build one of these websites. So if you guys want access to those prompts to my little group and my little training where I show people how to, like I said, you get the templates, you get the designs, you get the prompts, you get everything, you get the step-by-step process on how to fill out the Google Business Profile, how to do your own SEO, how to do all of this stuff that I just do for customers and my clients. You could do that. Just join my little group. The link's in the description below. I have copies of my template website as well. And then I'll leave a copy of this website here that I showed on this YouTube video so you guys can read. Go ahead and read that content and see what you think ChatGPT, how great ChatGPT did of creating all that content for this bogus business I just made up just to test things out. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, you can just point to right here. One randomly is going to show up right here anyways. Just pick one of it right there. You can check out that video. And that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.